Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about my 5-star book predictions. So naturally I haven't read these books yet, but based on the synopsis and maybe things that I've heard from other people or books that I've read by these authors in the past, I have a feeling that they will likely be 5-star reads. So let's see what books might be 5-star reads. I'm actually really curious to see how these end up, so I think that I might do a follow-up video in the future comparing my ratings on them compared to the 5-star prediction that I have. So in no particular order, I've just kind of gathered some books. First we have Autoboyography by Christina Lauren. This follows a boy who comes out as bi in his community where he's finally feeling comfortable and then moves and is like, I don't want to do anything. He wants to lay low. Then his friend convinces him to join this prestigious program where they write a book in like a semester or something. He ends up falling for one of the mentors who was a student in the program last year. I think the synopsis sounds really intriguing. I love that it's about writing and books because I love reading and I am writing myself. I'm on edits for book number 1 and I have started book number 2, so I think it would be really fun to get that inside look. I read some Christina Lauren's books before. I think that I'm just really gonna like this. My first 5-star prediction. Okay, next. Oh my gosh. I'm actually kind of mad that I haven't started this book yet. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby and Pelt. I've heard so many great things about this. The synopsis sounds so fun. It's about Marcellus, who is a giant octopus in an aquarium, and the lady, her name is Tova. She cleans his aquarium, and because he's super intelligent or whatever like giant octopi are, he knows some of the things about what happened to her missing son and husband, and they form like this friendship, and it's just quirky and different and interesting. I've heard so many great things about it. I love that it's about animals in the ocean because I'm obsessed with the ocean. So I think that this is going to be a really fun read and it's going to be my next 5-star read. Then we have 11 Other Words, also by Christina Lauren. I have slowly been loving second chance romances, and I also love friends to lovers because that's my current situation. I am dating my best friend from college, not high school. I am dating my best friend from, why do I keep wanting to say high school? I'm dating one of my best friends from college. We have kept in touch for all this time. Even when I was in South Korea and when I got back from South Korea, we started dating and we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So I love a good friends to lovers romance. I have a gut feeling that I'm going to love this book. Next, we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have read all of her books that she's released and I've loved every single one of them. I really loved Book Lovers. I hear this is really well written when it comes to emotions, and I'm a very emotional person. I love emotional books. It's one of my top categories on Storygraph if you track your reading on Storygraph. So I think that I'm really gonna love this. I honestly don't know what it's about. I think it's also second chance romance. Let's see what this one gets. Next we have A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Now this did explode on Bookstagram. A bunch of the people that I talk with on Bookstagram highly rated this book, but I was so excited to read this before it exploded. I just didn't get around to it last fall. I think that this is going to be a very highly rated read. I hear it's very cozy. I hear, ooh, do you hear the thunder? Wow, of course, like the one time I have to film, it rains and has a thunderstorm, so sorry guys. But I hear it's very cozy. I love that it's about witches. It also involves children and found family, and found family is one of my favorite tropes ever. I also hear it's kind of enemies to lovers because the man who takes care of the house and the property is like very wary about her and doesn't want her there to help them learn magic. So he is kind of protective and just doesn't trust her, and then like they slowly develop a friendship and maybe more. So I think this is gonna be a fantastic read. As for another cozy fantasy, I think Legends and Lattes is going to be a fantastic read. I love fantasy, but I also love a different fantasy. Like, I love those books that aren't necessarily mainstream, and I hear that Travis Baldree did a really good job with this one being a little bit different. So this follows an orc who used to be a mercenary and decides to open up a coffee shop in this kind of world where they live, the first coffee shop ever. And so it's just like this, you know, I don't know. I think I'm gonna love it, and I'm excited to see how I feel about it. Ooh, it's really thundering now for you guys. I don't know if you can hear it. Next we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I have wanted to read this book for so long. I got the set for Christmas and I'm hoping to read it soon. When an author does a dystopian well, like 5-star. Absolutely. I just have this gut instinct that this is going to be a 5-star, and I love the concept of it. This world is like a utopia, right? There's no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all of those things and has even conquered death. But scythes are the only ones who can end a life, and they have to choose whose life to end in order to keep the population under control. So is it a utopia? This follows some younger adults who are becoming scythes. They are apprentices to scythes. They have to master the art of taking a life, and that concept is so fascinating to me. I'm just so excited to read that, and I think it's going to be really, I think that whole series is going to be really highly rated for me. Okay, I feel a fantasy era coming on, and I don't know if I think this is going to be 5 stars for me or if I just really want it to be 5 stars. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I'm really looking forward to read this. I've just heard really great things about it. I miss fantasy. I have not read fantasy in a really long time, or read a lot of fantasy in recent years. So I'm really hoping that this just gets my attention, because I think that the problem is that I have read some fantasy, and the fantasy that I have read has not done it for me, like really not done it for me, and I think it kind of put me off fantasy for a little while. So I think it's more that I just really want this to be a 5-star reading. Okay, next we have The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This is a companion novel to Mr. Wrong Number. I actually enjoyed Mr. Wrong Number. I know that book was very hit or miss for a lot of people. I gave it a 4 stars. It made me laugh so much. The main character is so, she's just on a struggle bus. She is very quirky, but also very hardworking, and I just think that's kind of realistic. Maybe because it's very relatable to me, because I consider myself kind of a quirky person, and there are some weird things that I do and I'm just like, why did I do that? How did I get here? But you know what? We just keep plowing on, you know? So maybe that's why I really enjoyed it. So I've heard a lot of people really enjoying this even more than that book, so I think that that's gonna bump this one up for me to be a 5-star rating. I believe it follows Mr. Wrong Number, like the main female character from that book, her brother, and Hallie, who they kind of have like a one-night stand and then end up finding each other on a dating app, but they're like, let's help each other, and they make a love wager to see who can fall in love first, and then they meet up after their dates and talk about it and eat tacos apparently, which sounds like a great time to me. I think this is going to be really fun and lighthearted, and like a very different 5-star from this or any of the others, but I just think I'm gonna love it. Okay, I have a few more, and these are all just instinctual 5 stars. I just have a feeling. I'm not really into thrillers, but I've waited so long to read this book. I think it's gonna shake me up so much, and I think it's gonna be a thinker. So it's gonna be a 5 stars, I have a feeling. Electric Kingdom. The concept of this has always been intriguing to me, and I don't know why it gives me the same vibes as The Sea of Tranquility. Kind of different, but the vibes seem the same to me, and I loved this book. 5-star read for me, so I think this is gonna be 5 stars. Then we have You Deserve Each Other, and like I mentioned earlier, I've been really loving second chance romances, and this is a second chance romance without a 3rd act breakup, and I'm here for it, so I think it's gonna be a 5 stars. Then we have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. Whoa. The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. This follows a very introverted woman who has a very book-centered life, and then she finds out that she has this whole other family and has to decide whether or not she wants to stick with the life she knows and like very comfortable, very to herself, or if she wants to get to know them, even though it's definitely going to shake up her life. There's also apparently a little bit of like rivals to lovers. Her trivia rival has a thing for her, which I think is so cute. I think this is going to be really cozy, and I don't know, that's all I can say as to why I think it's going to be 5-star. I just have this feeling that I'm really going to love it. Also, like, cats and books, like, we love. Let's see if I have any on my Kindle. I didn't even think to look. Okay, a Kindle book that I think is going to be fantastic. I've heard great things, but also the concept of it is really fascinating to me, and that is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I actually literally just got done listening to Maybe in Another Life yesterday by her, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it a lot. I read also Malibu Rising and The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and both of those were 4-star reads for me too. So I think the One True Loves, just the concept of it, and I know that I like her writing style, I think I'm really gonna like it. Okay, this is, I don't know, we're gonna see how this goes, and that is K-Pop Confidential. I recently read XOXO by Axio, which is a book based in South Korea. I used to live there for 3 years, so that book was a 4-star for me, but I bumped it up to 5 stars for nostalgic factor because I just love South Korea so much, and I love seeing all of the streets and the places and the foods and the culture in it and knowing exactly what it was that was so special to me. So I think that K-Pop Confidential has the potential to be 4 or higher star, and then that extra like nostalgic factor is just gonna bump it up to a 5-star for me. I also heard that it talks about some like deeper issues, so I think the combination of like K-pop and those deeper issues being explored is just gonna do it for me. Whoa. Okay everyone, that's it for my 5-star book predictions. I would love to know what you think about them. If you've read any of them, what you thought about these books, please let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being part of this channel and these videos. I love you guys. I hope you're doing well no matter when and where you are watching this. As always, sending you guys good vibes, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!